Hey, welcome back. Nice to see you. I got a question for you, and it's about your goals when you're pursuing your goals, okay? How do you do it? Do you focus on the outcome? What you're going for and kind of what you're pursuing? Is that where you kind of keep your mental space? Or do you focus on the behaviors and the habits and the things that are going to get you that? Which do you think is better? What do you think I'm going to say? Let me give an example. Weight loss, the scale, right? So the outcome would be the number, the scale, put that over here. And the habits and the behaviors are things like what you're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tracking your macros or your calories, but the day-to-day things that you do that you think are going to get those results. So which one should you focus on? Which one's healthier? Which one's better to actually getting that goal? I think most of us, and I can admit this, when I've tried, trying to lose weight, and we really want to lose fat, not water weight, when we're trying to lose, and not muscle. When we're trying to lose weight, driving ourselves crazy by getting on the scale 5 times a day. Like every time you get on the scale, like I'll do it in the morning, I'll do it after I take a poo, where I'm like, oh, let me see those numbers go down, because you want to do anything to get the scale to go down, especially if you really want, if you're like all invested and you think that the scale number going down means you're going to look better and you're going to feel better and you're going to have all these things. And in general, I would say it does. But as you're focused there on that, it makes you crazy. And actually, I think it can be very counterproductive to actually getting it down, because is stepping on the scale going to make it go down anymore? No. A general awareness of what your goal is and where you're at is, but you can weigh yourself once every week and get that. You don't need to do it every day. As opposed to focusing on your habits, the day-to-day things. What you're eating. Are you eating healthy food or are you eating junk? How many Cokes and juices and crap and Doritos are you putting in versus how many servings of vegetables? 5, 6, 7. Counting your macros is a good thing to track every day to help you focus on a behavior that can lead to that. So are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough grams of protein? 150, 180 grams of protein if you're trying to build muscle. Are you eating enough carbs? Up to 400 carbs a day if you're trying to maximize muscle. Maybe down to 200, 150 if you're trying to cut. Or way down to 50 if you're a keto person. So tracking your macros, or tracking your calories. Like if you consume 2,000 calories on a regular basis and you want to lose some weight, and so you're going to cut that back 250 calories per day, maybe to 1,750 or 500 calories a day, that might be a very helpful thing to track and to be aware of in terms of how much you're doing. So anyway, the answer is focusing on the day-to-day habits and behaviors is far more effective than focusing on the outcome, which can often make us crazy. And let me give you some other examples that I think are really interesting that totally make sense. Think about finances. Let's say you want to grow your bank account or your net worth. You can obsess about this. I've done this too. These numbers, you love to obsess about these numbers. You can have these programs like Mint online that kind of gives you a basic calculation of your net worth. Takes into account all of your stuff. So you can look at that all the time. But is that really going to help you get to that goal? A little bit of that. Checking in with that certainly a few times a year. But every day, no, the day-to-day things that are going to get you to that goal are, number one, spending less than you make, right? Spending less than you take in. 2, making sure that you have the right investments, your money's put in the right places, that you don't have certain liabilities that's going to take it away, whatever. It's focusing on that stuff, those decisions, really the day-to-day decisions of spending is really that bottom line that's going to affect this goal much more than just looking at your number in the bank account. Or let's talk about your career, like going to medical school, right? Like I can focus on that MD every day, but it's the day-to-day studying and the going to lectures and learning the material and passing the tests. Like that's the day-to-day habits and behaviors, like setting up good habits so that I succeed at that. Or like relationships. Like let's say you're so focused on getting married and having a family and having kids, which is totally, it's appropriate that that's a goal, and I'd say most people in the world want that. But if you over-focus on that, instead of getting back to, hey, I've got this relationship, what kind of partner do I want to be? How do I want to treat this person and listen to them and communicate and do special things for them and be physically affectionate, all of that stuff, kind of understanding who they are. These are the day-to-day habits that are going to determine if you get to that outcome and kind of build that family. So there you go. What do you think about that? Just to ask you, what do you focus on? When you're pursuing your goals, kind of take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, gosh, am I focused too much on outcome? Would it benefit me more to focus a little more on behaviors and day-to-day habits? I think for most of us, probably true. I know that hearing this concept, I've been like, I'm gonna focus more on that, what I can control. Trust the outcome will come, but still check in with it on a routine, but a little more distant space away basis. Okay, thanks for watching this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build this thing up. Give me any comments or things that you'd like to address, and I'll see you next time.